I'd like to explain to you the difference between a library, an event, and a project. I think probably the easiest way to think about it is like your own binder system. These are tools for organizing the media. And pretty much there's no wrong way, there's just better ways of organizing it so you can quickly pull back up the huge volumes of media, films, photos, music that you're going to be actually collecting. So over here on the left-hand side where it says SHUSD, that's St. Helena Unified School District. So here I have one library. I could have two, and you can have as many as you want. If I want to make more, I would go up to main menu, file. Whoops, I'm in the wrong one. Main menu, file, new, and here I can create, if I'd like, additional libraries. But I want to keep here, I have one library for work, and if I wanted to, I could make another library for family and friends and kids and films I make of them. And it's just a way, it'd be like having a separate binder. And it would just have two of these. See, I can close it, open it, and there'd be two of these, and I could open up my personal one, and now I'm just opening up the work one, the school one. What you're looking at here are all these events within this big binder. So these are like chapters. And these chapters, these events, this is where I go ahead and I say, you know, I went ahead and I went to, we're going to do Devil's Digest this week. And for that new Devil's Digest, I go ahead and I say, you know, I'm going to go new event. And this will be week 19, Devil's Digest. And I go ahead and I say, okay. And then it would be into that event. And let me scroll down a little bit and see if we can find it. And there it is, week 19. There's nothing there, and automatically it created a project for me. And I can go ahead and call this, you know, week 19. And it's this project now that I would go ahead and as I start importing films, media, I would be building them down here on the timeline. So I have, I'm going to scroll back up a little. I have my library. I have all these different events, and it's these events in which I bring in all the clips that I'm going to be using in particular projects. So let's say here I had these clips that I brought in that students had given me, and I used them, believe it or not, in several different projects. And the projects, I knew there was films here, games and things I was going to use over and over again. But these projects, when I watch this, when I double click on it, here's one of my projects down here. So it's the project that ends up being on the timeline. It's the actual events. Let's say I have that project, but I want inside this event, I have that project and I have this project as well. And then it's here that I collect all my different media or movies or film or audio, and I'm able to go ahead then and bring them, select the ones I want and bring them down onto the timeline and start editing them. Let me see here. I have this one. Here I have this project here, which I use some of these films. And if I double click on the project, here's this actual project right here. And then there's same films I was using. I double click on this project right here, and here's this timeline or project. So hopefully this makes sense. It definitely will make sense as you're working on it. But here's the library. That's your binder. And it contains all these different chapters. And within those chapters, there are collected all the assignments, all the explanations. But in this case, it's all the media. It's the films, the pictures, and the music that you'll be putting in, or animations in some of your cases. And within them, if you know that you're going to be creating, let's say, several different projects or films, well then within each one of these events, if you know maybe you're making one film that's going to your aunt that's going to have 6 of these clips, but then your brother, you're going to send him that has 2, well, you'd make 2 totally different projects even though you're going to be using many of the same film that are within that particular event. Let's actually get moving on to building the actual film.